we have been doing this meditation of the three centers, and it would be good to just hear a little bit of how that correlates to polyvagal, then do the practice, and then maybe at the end, depending on how you feel, do some more commentary. Yes?
Well, yeah. Basically from a polyvagal perspective, what you're doing is shifting the physiological state, and then it creates the platform upon which you do your personal exploration. So as you shift those states, the what you can, in a sense, experience varies. So the part that is always interesting to me is when you are so calm that everything just opens up. So that's kind of where I try to go.
Right. So it's great to be able to work with each one of these centers. Like there is one at the level of the abdomen, one at the level of the heart, and one at the third eye.
But
And
here's the
bringing peace
interesting
in each one of them.
The interesting part for when you work, especially with the lower centers, the issue is how welcoming can you be to that, because it can, for many people, be a little disruptive. But with curiosity, those lower bodily feelings open up. So I kind of take them as curious portals of exploration.
Right. And the other nice thing is that when we concentrate on the sensations in the body and keep breathing, it's possible to experience some kind of relaxation. I mean, usually it's the mind, the thoughts, the emotions, they feed each other. We get more upset, whatever. If we can come back to the present moment, to maybe breathing with a longer exhalation in a relaxed way, inviting the body to relax and just not expecting anything, because the body does what the body does, but at least bringing the attention and intention towards that, then it's perhaps possible to welcome the sensations and know that if you concentrate on the sensations, in general, they have less charge than the negative thoughts and the emotions combined. Right.
I think that is the insightful explanation, but I think with all practices, people tend to focus on the practice, basically the motor action. And, and in these practices, the intentionality, at least in my mind, should be directed at the bodily feelings, and how they then are used. And the idea is to really experience the feelings and to explore them for what they are, and not for what our mind wants to use them for, because bodily feelings are functionally the engine upon which we literally motivate our behavior.
Right.
So, and this really comes from models of fear and loss and anger and protection, but really it's survival. Survival is to obtain something that you don't have or is being taken from you. And as we explore the feelings, we are literally creating an exercise for the nervous system, which gives it greater permission to be more effective in its ability to monitor our bodily organs. Our body is literally craving to be heard for whom it is. Our gut, our heart, and our head. Those parts want to be heard.
Right. And if we can invite a general sense of relaxation through the breath, through the feeling supported, through, these different ways of being present, but creating a space inside in a relaxed way, then the body registers that calmness. So maybe when we do the practice, we'll see how it's done.
Yeah, let me just put a couple more words, and that is, we are literally very poor witnesses and poor students of our own body. And so what these exercises are really saying, you're welcome home in your body. It's not a threatening experience. Explore it and literally come up with your own vocabulary. And for many people, they literally don't have a vocabulary that connects bodily feelings with words. They're just gaps. And because we are so accustomed to thinking that the words are our world, our body knows differently. And if there's a priority, if there's a battle between our words, our mental language, and our bodily feelings, there's no contest. The body always wins.
Yeah, for that is so important that, you know, the words are just the pointers. If we can, through the breath and the different concentrations we are going to do also on release points, and the words are just to guide us somehow there. But the main thing, I'm 100% with you, is what's happening with the body while we do the practices. So let's go to the practice and see what happens. And then maybe later we can talk about, you know, what happens at the abdomen or the heart or here, or whatever it is that we feel that we want to comment at the end. Okay.
Wonderful.
Okay. Great. Sue, thank you so much for being here. There is a lot about oxytocin in these practices too. And I think I was thinking of you also when we do also these practices that have to do with the pituitary, and why is it that they are so powerful too. So yeah, it's an honor to have both of you with us today, and let's go to the practice. And I think I'm going to just put it in pin so that you can concentrate more easily on just doing the practice. Today we are practicing the 3 centers meditation, the centers of energy that we have at the abdomen, at the heart, and at what's called our third eye here, which in Western medicine will coincide with the pituitary gland. And also, each one of these centers is referred to a different dimension of ourselves. And of course, all of these dimensions are a continuum. And so let's explore what happens when we bring the attention to these different dimensions through breath, through release points, and through intentionality. So welcome to the practice. We are practicing today also with Sue Carter and Steve Porges, and it's just wonderful to practice together and also with you. So, like for any meditation, the first thing we do is to find a comfortable position, make any adjustments necessary with your sitting, your closing, so that you feel comfortable and you can sit, if possible, with the spine straight. If for whatever reason you cannot sit, you are laying down, you can also follow this practice and doing it laying down. But if you can sit, it would be also wonderful to practice sitting. And so I'm going to continue the guiding like if we were sitting, but I welcome you also to do it if you only can do it laying down. All right, so we sit with the spine straight, the body relaxed, and we bring our attention to the points of contact of our body with support, which is, if you are sitting, it would be the places where your body meets the chair and also your feet being supported by the earth. And so this first guiding of our attention inward is going inward to sense sensations of being supported, which really we are being supported all the time by the earth. And here we are experiencing that sense of support, relaxing into it. Doing a 3 deep breaths at your own pace, inhaling slowly, gently, and deeply, like sighing. Exhaling, letting go of tensions. And 2 more breaths. Always in a relaxed mode, inhaling slowly, gently, and deeply. And as you exhale, inviting your body to relax and letting the exhalation perhaps be a little bit longer than the inhalation, but without forcing. Whatever is your rhythm right now, just following that gentle, relaxed breath as it's coming up for you. So after sensing this sense of being supported by the earth, let's also contact the sense of being supported all around by the air and receiving the energy of the sky. So connecting with the more ethereal sensations of the air touching your skin very gently, and your own sense of opening up to bigger space around you. So at the same time, having a sense of being supported and also of being open and experiencing this wonderful environment of the air that surrounds us, and feeling also maybe a little elongation in your spine without trying to force anything, but just almost like if an angel is pulling you very gently from the hair and helping you to be straight and elongated. And now we are going to bring our attention to the spine like a bridge between the sky and the earth. So on the one hand, we feel supported and rooted. And on the other hand, we also feel light, open, growing. And we are going to bring the attention to the spine. And as we inhale, feel the breath coming up like very gently along the spine. And as we exhale, then the air is coming very gently down along the spine, helping us to relax again into the support that is always there. So let's do 4 or 5 of these breaths. Inhaling gently, the energy comes up the spine. And when we exhale, we feel this sense of relaxation, letting go of the air and of any tensions in the body. And we keep visualizing the spine, which gives us a sense of centering, of inner alignment. As we inhale, the energy goes up. Ever so gently. And as we exhale, the energy comes down and the body relaxes. 3 more at your own pace. Just be curious about how is this sense of the breath moving along the spine. No expectations, no particular things that need to be achieved, just an exploration with curiosity. Connecting the reality of being supported by the earth and also by everything around, by the air and the sky. In the Bhagavad Gita, there is an image of us being a tree with the roots on the sky. So it's wonderful to feel that there are roots in the earth, on the earth, and then also there is this uplifting all the time, ever so gentle around us and inside us. Okay, now we're going to work with some release points and acupuncture, acupressure points. The first one is 3-finger breath down from the navel. So we are going to bring the center of our palms, which have also vortexes of energy, healing energy. We rub our hands. When we rub our hands, the energy of our head goes down to arms and hands, and is connected through the meridian of the heart to the heart. And also, as we rub our hands, we increase circulation of blood and qi being the vital force. So now we are going to bring these two hands, one on top of the other, at that point, that 3-finger breath down from your navel, that's called sea of energy. It's the roots of our tree of energy. So just bring these hands there, and you already feel, another support, which is the support of your hands touching your abdomen. And we are going to combine this sense of relaxation, of ease, with abdominal breath, which is another powerful practice from yoga. It's also present in Qigong, of inhaling, allowing the air to go to abdomen. There is a slight expansion of the abdomen to the front, the back, and the sides. And then as we exhale, the abdomen comes in, the air goes out, and we smile. Let's try with a little smile, see what happens. So don't worry about how much the abdomen might be moving or not. It's enough that you are paying attention to that. When you inhale, your intention is to bring let the air come all the way down to abdomen, and that the abdomen is expanding a little bit. And then as you exhale, the abdomen comes in. Find your own rhythm. So in the beginning, if you're not accustomed to this, you might be trying too hard. So just relax, like if you were children. How is this thing of breathing with the abdomen? In fact, it's something that we do as babies. We breathe abdominal breath in the cot. Whenever we are resting as babies, if you look at any baby, you see that their little tummy goes up and down. And if you look at your pet, they don't need to learn abdominal breath. That's already in there. So it's ever so gentle. Don't worry a lot about, well, years ago I was able to move it, now I move it less. Doesn't matter. It's just the intention of relaxing with it. So as we inhale and the air goes down to abdomen, maybe there is this expansion. And as we exhale, we can bring the abdomen in with our abdominal muscles if necessary. But ever so gentle, just so you have some feeling maybe of some movement there. And if not, don't worry. Just keep inhaling and exhaling, and imagine how it would be to be a dog or a baby and to have a very gentle move there. This area of the body in ancient cultures is related to the element of earth. So we are going to invite this sense of rootedness, of being supported, of being grounded. Like if you are a mountain, and we do have a little bit of the form of a mountain as we sit. So just visualize any mountain that you like or you have seen, and imagine you are a mountain and that you have this sense of grounding, of stillness, some solidity here. And it has to do also with this area of the body has to do with your relation to yourself. So bringing a sense of safety, of grounding, of acceptance of yourself, and just a sense of you being, no judgment, just a sense of stillness, and letting go of tensions. So let's do 5 of these abdominal breaths with a sense of grounding and stillness. Whatever feels pleasant to you associated with grounding. As we do the abdominal breath, inhaling, exhaling, maybe slight expansion at your abdomen. Finding your own rhythm. When the time comes to exhale, the air goes out. And the abdomen comes in ever so slightly. And this sense of being supported, not only from outside, but inside, having a sense of stillness, like if you were a mountain. Whatever arises is perfect. Sometimes the mind goes away like a puppy that goes here and there with distractions, and that's perfect because it's a perfect moment to, once you notice it, bring it back to the breath and to a sense of relaxation without resisting whatever arises. So you can contemplate whatever arises, and then if you notice that you are gone, that's okay too. Just keep bringing the attention to a sense of relaxing the body so that you can contemplate what arises with a more relaxed body. Once your body relaxes, your mind starts to relax too, because they are totally interconnected. So here the task is, whatever way you can, get your body, invite your body to relax and accept whatever arises. Okay, so we had our 2 hands at the level of the abdomen, 3-finger breath down the navel at that sea of energy point. Now we are going to again bring the attention to the spine, to inhaling, the energy comes up ever so gently. Exhaling, the energy goes down. We do 1 or 2 breaths of this. Feeling the inner alignment. And then we go, one of the hands stays at the abdomen and the other hand is going to come to the center here, where there is another major point for internal attunement and relaxing, which is called the Sea of Tranquility point, and is at the sternum, more or less at the height of the nipples. You probably will find there, if you explore with your, for example, middle finger, which is the longest and strongest, you probably we'll find this indentation there. That's a sea of tranquility point. And so now we are going to bring one hand there. You can leave the other one at the abdomen, or if you prefer, you can bring both of them up to this area of the heart and lungs at the sea of tranquility point. So here we'll do a few chest breathings, which means as you inhale, your chest expands without forcing, more like sighing. And then when the time comes to exhale, you let the air go out and invite the body to relax, relax the shoulders, face, and whole sense of relaxation. So again, without forcing anything, notice it. Just breathing, inhaling like sighing, exhaling, letting go of tensions. And knowing that the center of your palm or of your two palms is here at the sea of tranquility point. How wonderful that right there at the command center of our heart, we have a sea of tranquility point, which is always there. No matter what challenges arise, we all have a sea of tranquility point here. And as we rub our hands and bring our hands there, and inhale like sighing, just breathing, exhaling, letting go of tensions. There is a sense of relaxation. This area here has to do with the element of air. So it's a sense of openness, spaciousness. As you inhale like sighing and exhale, it's now like if you're at the top of the mountain and you're seeing everything around, it's just a lot of space. And it has to do with our sense of relating to nature, to each other. So it's a greater sense of opening. Regardless of what might be happening with each of our relations, we all have deeper down this sea of tranquility point and this sense of tranquility that comes from inhaling slowly, gently, and deeply, like sighing. Maybe there is a pause at the top of the inhale without forcing, and then as we exhale through nose or mouth, whatever is easier for you today, having this sense of relaxing and of openness, of spaciousness, of love, if that's something that arises for you at this moment from this loving for nature and loving for someone that you love, or if that for whatever reason is complicated, just a sense of inhaling like sighing, exhaling, and having the sense of openness around you and spaciousness also inside you. This is a continuum. As you breathe in and you breathe out, breathe the spaciousness outside and inside. 5 breaths. And this sense of love is also a sense of love and acceptance of yourself. So at the level of the abdomen, we were working with our relation to ourselves. Here we are working with our relation to nature and others, and also a sense of acceptance and love in whatever way we relate. Just bringing an invitation to the body to relax through the breath and through the sea of tranquility point. And again, whatever you're noticing at the level of sensations in your body, your thoughts, that's perfect. As we bring the attention inwards, we notice many things and we welcome them. We embrace them because they are. And we don't want to fight what it is. We want to bring a more spaciousness around it and acceptance and just breathing. Can you breathe? If there is a lot inside you, sometimes it's easier to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And invite the body to relax. And if you have even more, you just feel, oh, then you can even make a sound. Perhaps as you keep doing it, the sound becomes more subtle, perhaps. And that's a transition to being with your body in whatever state it is. Fabulous. Okay, so now we are going to again come to this centering through the spine. So we bring the attention to the spine and we have this inhale. As we inhale, have this sense of energy moving up ever so gently from the bottom of the spine up. And as we exhale, also sensing the spine as a centering, internal attunement, and inviting the body to relax with exhale. Let's do 2 or 3 of these. See if your exhalation can be a little bit longer than the inhalation as you invite your body to relax. Just work with what you have. What I mean is, if your inhale and exhale are the same length, perfect. Just work with that. If you can do the exhale a little bit longer, perfect. Do that. Whatever happens is perfect. Important thing is not to resist what happens, but be able to witness it in a relaxed way. Okay, so now that we have done 2 or 3 breaths with the energy moving along the spine ever so gentle, we are going to bring our attention to this other center of energy that's here at the bottom of our neck, at our throat. And what we are going to be doing here is have a slight constriction at the back of our throat, ever so slightly. And so when you breathe, inhale and exhale, you probably hear a very gentle sound like the tides of the sea coming in and going out. So this in yoga is called Ujjayi breath. It's a very purifying breath. It's also very relaxing, indicated to be able to fall asleep. So you are not forcing anything. It's a very slight constriction in the back of your throat. And then you inhale and you hear this noise like water running through pipes or the sea sound at the shore. Be patient with yourself if this is the first time you're doing it. And always. So if you can't remember being near the sea, and you can remember that sound that the tides do, it's very gentle, and there is a slight pause from the time that the tide comes in and well, the wave comes in and the wave goes out. So you're having trouble finding it, you perhaps can go and then you find the back of your throat and this area here is purifying energy as we go up from the heart to the third eye. It's also the energy of creativity, of being able to express in different ways what is of value to us. And again, we don't need words, but it's connecting with our creativity and ways of expressing. And it's a natural way of going from the energy of the heart to the throat. And now we are going to go back to the sense of the spine as we keep moving up. So we are inhaling, the energy comes from the bottom of the spine, along the spine with the breath. And as we exhale, a whole sense of relaxation. And there is some opening through the centers that we have been working. So we inhale and the energy comes very gentle up through the abdomen, through the heart, through the throat, towards the third eye and down. Very gentle. So we are getting out of the way, just observing and having the intention of centering ourselves. With this breath coming up and the breath leaving. And finally, we are bringing the attention to this area here, to the third eye, or the area of the pituitary gland, the master gland that rules all the other ones. And we are going to have one hand or the two hands here. So still practicing, experiencing chest breathing and bringing the attention here. So inhaling like sighing, and we bring the attention here. We can massage a little bit there, maybe to be able to sense it from inside too. But again, all this is very relaxed. So then bringing the hand back to Sea of Tranquility, we experience chest breathing. And And bringing the attention to the third eye, to the pituitary gland, to that seat of consciousness. And here, this element, this area here, has to do with our capacity of awareness, of our being present without getting too much attached to our relation to ourselves or even to our relation to others. It's just a sense of illuminating everything that happens with a sense of quietness and peace. Still caring, but with an even greater spaciousness. So it's almost like if now, continuing with this analogy of the mountain, that we were at the base of the mountain, we were at the top of the mountain, and we are now like the moonlight shining on the mountain. So this is the same as our consciousness, being able to observe everything, like the moonlight illuminates a piece of glass, a flower, a lake, another mountain, so just illuminating everything with a sense of peace and light. So we are experiencing chest breathing, inhaling like sighing, exhaling, letting go, a gentle smile in our lips, in our eyes, our heart. And as we inhale, the attention goes to third eye, to pituitary gland. And as we exhale, we let go of any tensions together with the air. And there is this sense of calmness, very cooling, gentle light. Again, like if we are children exploring, how is this sense of the moonlight shining inside your head and also above you, above the mountain? You can notice your breath as you inhale, the air comes up from the nostrils to the third eye area. And as you exhale, the air comes down. And we have been practicing the alternate breathing without hands. So if you like, you could also do this as a way of concentrating on the area of the pituitary gland, of the third eye, inhaling through the left. Air goes to third eye, Ajna chakra, Ajna vortex. And as we exhale, the air comes out through the right nostril. Inhaling through the right nostril to third eye. Exhaling from third eye to nostril, left nostril. And again, left nostril, inhaling up to third eye. Exhaling through right nostril. Inhaling through the right to the third eye. Exhaling from third eye to left nostril. And you can continue with that, or you can bring the attention to the third eye still. Just maybe concentrate on visualizing this light of the moon in a calm sky on a summer night. Peaceful, safe experience. Of breathing in and breathing out, this sense of peace and light. Once again, we bring the attention to our spine, to this bridge between earth and heavens. And we inhale, feeling the energy moving ever so gentle along the spine. Through all these different centers that perhaps are a little bit more open, more relaxed. Whatever state they are, perfect. We inhale, feel the energy coming up gently, and as we exhale, the energy travels down and we feel this sense of relaxation. Of integration, of different dimensions of ourselves, our relation to ourselves, represented with the energy of the sea of energy and the abdominal area, the energy of relating to others, to nature, to belonging to this much greater universe of life at the area of our heart. And then the energy of this consciousness, unmanifested consciousness, awareness, witness of everything that arises, manifests, and passes, with a sense of calmness, like the moon that over centuries and has illuminated everything and keeps giving light. Is always the light is always there, the support is always there, and that inner peace is deep within us as we learn to work with our body and embrace what happens and be able to experience a little spaciousness around it and a sense of safety and connection. So now coming back to being sitting, being here together, practicing, noticing again the connection of your feet with the floor and your buttocks with the chair, or if you are laying down, of your whole body with the bed. and knowing that we can come back to it whenever we remember and whenever we practice. So I hope some of it stays with you and that you feel like coming back and practicing any one of them. We are going to have other series where we work only with area of the abdomen and everything related to the presence in the world, and also our digestion and how the abdomen and all the other, from the polyvagal view, all the other processes that are happening that are more related to the abdomen. Another time we are going to work more with the area of the heart and the lungs and the process related there. And then this third dimension of even more communication and belonging and calmness. So I hope some of it stays with you. Thank you so much for practicing together. All right, so let's see. How has it been for you, what you experience? Either one. Oops. Mute, stop video. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear you. But it's Sue's turn to talk.
Oh, sorry.
Sue's
No,
turn
no,
to talk. Thank
Yeah,
you.
so I was just sitting back.
Enjoy.
Okay, so that's an excellent meditative practice for me, because almost from the beginning, I started to see colors in my head. At first, red and purple, then mostly purples, very relaxing. That was almost an hour, and it felt like a moment. So time is suspended. But yes, it's an excellent, simple. The only problem I have, and I might do better to lie down, is that when I start to put my hands someplace, that causes tension in the shoulders.
Oh,
So
okay.
if I'm going to put my hand on my heart, then I feel there's more, I'm using those muscles.
Right. So the hands are also to give extra help to bring the attention there. But if it is more comfortable for you to have them down and just bring the attention there, or even touch there, remember, okay, this is how I feel when I'm bringing the attention here, and then let the hands be, resting at your thighs or whatever. That can also work. That's a great point.
I think it's really important not to have demand on any part of the body to work.
Totally. And I love what you said about the sense of timelessness, because that that's exactly it. I mean, we live in a chronological time. This is what happened before, that I need to go there, whatever. And it keeps us more or less busy and engaged and sometimes anxious. But there is at any moment the intersection with another plane, like the Greek would call chronos, chronological time. That's a now, yesterday, tomorrow, whatever, and then kairos, which is the eternal time, and we have that timelessness experience within us. So I'm just so happy to hear that. And then the colors, the chakras have different colors associated with it, different energies. So it's very interesting that these different colors arise in you.
The one that's I've had before and is most associated with this is a purple, lavender purple. And I'll also see little sparkly lights inside.
Yeah, for every person is different, and it could be different also on the different days. So I will not go in the symbolism of the colors today, we can do that some other time, but so that people don't have expectations. If no lights arise, that's perfect. If some lights arise, that's perfect, because the lights arise, but you can be in a transcendent state without no lights. Yeah, it's different for every person. And for you, Steve, how was it?
Well, for me, it was the first time in, I would say, several years that I got functionally abdominal diaphragmatic movement. It was very interesting. So it actually just popped out by itself, literally. So normally there's kind of like a push, but then it went out another inch or so on its own. It was kind of an interesting phenomenon. And I think it's there are body memories of that's the way I used to breathe, so it's
right, because of you used to play the clarinet.
but yeah, but I think surgery knocked it out. So I think my diaphragm changed when I had surgery.
Yeah. Well, that's the amazing thing also with all these practices, even for example, with that we could do another day combined with this, which is amazing for relaxing and going deep on it, that the more one tries to do the the more the less you allow it to really resonate. So it's just one has to be humble and say, I don't care if it sounds deep or if it sounds long or whatever. Let me just let the air out and relax with it, and then do the and then it takes a life of its own. So I'm just so glad to hear that this happened at the level
that was very important for that type of feedback, because it was not a force. It just it filled up, and then you push a little bit more and it popped going out about at least, I'm sure, at least an inch, maybe even more. The other thing that I found very interesting, which I had not done, was the basically the changing the trachea or the esophageal column, which is part of it's a powerful stimulator to this ventral vagal complex. But the esophageal column, the tracheal, the upper part that you're trying to get the constriction from to get. So for me, the issue is, am I making that sound through the manipulation of the mouth and oral cavity, or am I actually going back deep enough and actually connecting with the tracheal esophageal column?
Right. So there are different kinds of breath. And in continuum, for example, there is a cave breath and all that. That's more with the mouth.
Yeah.
This one is you feel it like around here and down. So you don't feel it really, really back.
This is
you don't need
very,
to make much effort.
But it's really interesting, because if you go through the basic languages, in certain languages there are sounds.
Right.
And in English they're not. In Hebrew there is, in Aramaic there is, in these, and like with Russian throat singing, the ability to get enough voluntary control over those areas, because they have striated muscle, they have voluntary muscle. Like, we can control some of our face, but some of it's reflexive, but some of it can be trained to be voluntary. It's the same thing with the larynx and the pharynx and the esophagus, the upper part of the esophagus. And
so, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, yoga traditions were through directing intentionality, which is focusing your attention and listening and feeling, becoming more an astute observer of one's own body. But there's a more, I would say, a deeper neurophysiological message. It's not merely that you are able to control it, but those pathways are very efficient pathways, very powerful pathways of stimulating and exercising that ventral vagal complex, which is our suck, swallow, breathe. It's our calming circuit. And everything below it, our sympathetics and the subdiaphragmatic vagus, is literally looking to that ventral vagal complex for signals of safety. And if it's giving those signals of safety, the rest of the body goes into its normal homeostatic support mode. That it is probably as powerful as you can get to stimulate this calming system. It is really, in a sense, neurophysiologically, it is powerful. So I think it's a worthwhile strategy or part of a portfolio or toolkit of strategies of calming the body and keeping it not always using the same thing. So we use slow exhalations, we use abdominal breath. It's good, but this is even better, is what I'm saying. And you're doing slow exhalation with that manipulation. And of course, people know this when they chant, and they don't just chant with one sound, they chant with various sounds. So they're overlaying the regulation of that circuit plus the feedback from the vocalization itself. You build on it because it's more difficult, because it can't occur if you can't do chest and you can't do abdominal breathing. You can't even get to that. So, and in a sense, you really can't get to effective use of Om or chants unless you get the chest breathing and the abdominal breathing in place. They're hierarchical. Once you start utilizing the structures of the face and head, they will work much better once you master the basic. Basically, you're moving up an evolutionary tree.